All right, Henry. So have to ask you. Yeah, I know. Granted, Ryan is your son. You're gonna back him,
Sure.
even if he's fighting Godzilla, of course. But
Right.
do you see him getting the stoppage against Gervonta, or do you see him kind of boxing his way to a unanimous decision win?
Well, I'm not going to give any details on how we're going to win or knock him out. I mean, that's our plan. That's his plan. I mean, it's no secret. We all knock each other, we all knock our opponents out the majority of times, right? But I can say that we'll be well prepared, and we certainly hope that he's well prepared because the fight is going to be mega. So,
Can we
look
look
out for
forward to
that.
that next fight? A guarantee?
I'm telling you right now, that's our next fight. There is no Broly, there's no Tio, there's no whoever division, who else in that division. No. Tank's got a spot. Ryan has a spot. It's open. It's on.
So, would love to get your thoughts about Gervonta. Ryan has said several times he's gonna make it look easy. Do you view it the same way, or do you think Gervonta is a top-notch, elite-level fighter?
Well, Gervonta is top notch, but if you understand my son like I do, okay, if you put the social media to the side, which he's very popular at, you're going to know his skill set. And my son's skill set is in a high percentage, okay? And you guys are going to see it when he fights Tank.
Will this be his last fight at 135 pounds?
Absolutely. I don't think we want to. I think we're going to move on from this point, because, my son's tall, and, he's bringing on more weight, So, we have to move up.
Assuming that this fight does take place at 135 pounds, we know that your son just fought at 140. Is a part of you a little bit maybe aggravated because maybe the fight isn't happening at 135 and you wanted it to?
Well, it's not that we wanted it to. My son weighed in at 139, but what happened was the other side couldn't make the 35. That was our understanding. So we both decided, well, if it doesn't happen, it's not a title shot, let's just make it at 140. So we did. That's how it worked out.
So your son can still make 135 pretty easily, you think?
Well, my son can make that weight, okay? He's disciplined enough. But, anything is possible in this fight. But from what I understand, most of the terms have been agreed on. So I don't even know all the details. But I do know one thing. The fight is going to happen next.
Can we expect a rematch, or is this just going to be a one-off?
Well, again, I haven't looked at all the details yet, right? I mean, rematch clause, but I would imagine that if we knock out Tank, he's going to want to come back, right? I mean, we're here to win. We're not here to say, hey, man, thank you for a good fight. No. This is the real thing.
Do you view Tank as a great fighter in terms of like a pound for pound level fighter?
I wouldn't say pound for pound, I can't because of his size. The highest, if you look at his record, if you look at his box rec, he hasn't really gone above 135. He did it one time with Barber. He did it one time, but he right away dropped. But if you look at his box rec, he hasn't even hit the 35 mark. So what does that tell you? You see what I mean? So that means that saying pound for pound, I mean, you have to go from junior welterweight to welterweight and so on. And if you can't go beyond the 135 consistently, I wouldn't count yourself as a pound for pound fighter.
Well,
But I can tell you this much: my son will be pound for pound.
Well, I want to push back on that a little bit because you have a guy like Tyson Fury. He's on every pound for pound list. Usyk is now at heavyweight. Deontay Wilder was one-time pound for pound level guy, and those guys stood at like their weight class. So why is it not fair for Tank to not make it because he kind of stays, even though he does go up and down a little bit. Though.
Yeah, but pound for pound for me means like Crawford. I would consider him pound for pound because he's going in steps, you know. And I think I'm valid in saying something like that, you know. But if you're staying in one weight class just because you beat a few people, okay, that's fine. But think about it. Who has Tank really fought? Wait, you might say, wait a minute. If you tell me Pedraza and Barrio, come on, guy. You don't think that my son, if he fought those guys, my son wouldn't beat them guys? Come on, bro. You know my son. You gotta be honest. I like Tank. I'm saying he's a bad dude. I'm being honest. I'm being real. But you guys need to be real. You guys need to be real. Stop being, like biased or anything. I'm not saying you are, but don't think like that. Think outside the box. If my son fought Pedraza or Barrio, don't you think my son would have won those titles? That's why it's going to be a good fight. Because I don't think Tank has fought anybody as good as Campbell. That's fact.
So speaking of pound for pound, you said Ryan would be pound for pound. How?
Because Ryan will go up from 140 to 147 to 154 eventually.
So you feel like
He's 5'11". Don't you think if Canelo, he's taller than Canelo. Canelo fights at 178. What did that tell you? Now Canelo's pound for pound. Right? All right, I got to go, guys. But hey,
Gotcha.
man, stay tuned because it's going to happen.